Hello YouTube. Back out on Dartmoor on what is probably the hottest day of the year. Yellow heat wave warnings for tonight, today and tomorrow. So I don't think I'm going to get too cold. I won't show you my shorts, it's not a good sight, but yeah, I'm not wearing trousers for a change. So I just parked up at Four Winds car park behind me, and I'm just heading up to King's Tor. So only a short walk. I don't want to be going too far. One, it's a school night, I don't have much time, and two, it's too hot. So I haven't got any water with me, apart from this bottle. There's a river just down here though, so I'm going to get pitched up and then come back and get some water afterwards. So it's a bit of a trek, but I've got plenty of time. I've got new tents tryouts tonight. So the review video, if you've seen it, will be up before this one. It's a new tent, looks very interesting. So I'm quite keen to try that out tonight. It looks very spacious, it's very lightweight, and decent quality, but I'll show you it anyway. Right, so that's me all set up in the tent. I'll take you around it in a second and show you what it's like if you haven't seen the review video yet. Got a couple of new things tonight. I've been sent a torch by a company called Wuben, and they've asked me to try it out. They've said not to do a sort of full review video on it, just to try it out while I'm camping. So I've got it tonight. It should be nice and pitch black tonight. Excuse me, there's horse lines everywhere. But this is a 2000 lumen torch. I've played with it at home. It's got a tactical mode and then a normal mode. I'm not really sure what tactical mode is. It seems to just have a very dim light and then a very bright light. So 2000 lumens or standard. But it's incredibly well made. Really, really solid. The only real sort of tactical thing I can see about it is using it as a knuckle duster, maybe giving someone a belt or hitting them with the end of it. But it's got several different modes from very low to very high. It has strobe, and it's also got an SOS function as well. It's USB charged, so you've got a power light there that tells you when it's full, and you simply unscrew this here and it opens up to reveal a USB-C charge point. It's all sealed with rubber seals. There is a battery inside it, which it's similar to those 1650 batteries, but it's a 3100 milliamp hour Wuben battery. And yeah, it seems extremely bright. It's impact resistant, drop resistant to 2 meters, I think it is, and has a 2000 lumen maximum torch with a 500 meter throw. So I'm going to test that tonight and see what it's like. But the end button, basically you click it on to turn it on. That's on its lowest setting and then off. It has a memory. Or you can click it on and then you toggle it. So you go to the next one, next one, next one. And that's your full bright. And whatever one you leave it on, when you switch it off, it remembers that and goes back to that setting. You also got the top strobe button. How's that for blinding you? And if you toggle it forwards twice, it goes to SOS mode. And that can be on tactical or standard mode, but I'll try that tonight and I'll show you it. Another little piece of equipment I got whilst I was in Decathlon, my titanium spork, which I like. It weighs 14 grams. Not an issue to carry, is it? 14 grams. And it's nice and long. I do tend to find it cuts through the bag sometimes when I'm eating out of a foil pouch or one of the food pouches. But I also wanted something that would fit inside my cook kit. And for £1.99, Decathlon do this, a folding spork, a little slidey up section there, so that locks it into place. It's about ½ an inch shorter than my long-handled titanium spork, but this weighs 11 grams, so I've saved a whole 3 grams with this. I noticed the difference walking up here. It was amazing. So yeah, it's just a nice little piece of kit, that, and that will fit down inside my cook kit, so I haven't got to have the spork sitting in the side of my bag, which I normally do, and losing it, which I have done on a couple of occasions. So I'll give that a try out. Dinner tonight, I've got my usual soba noodles. So I'm back to the good old soba noodles. So I've got the yakitori chicken tonight. I do like that. It is tasty. And I've also got myself some golden syrup fuel porridge. And I've still got my chocolate mousse pudding, which I may or may not have. I always say, I've got a pudding and I don't have it. So yeah, I might have it, I might not. I've got a hot chocolate, I've got some Jack Daniels. I've got no beer or cider though. So I'm going to go get some water in a minute. So it's a bit of a trek down to the river down there, so I'm going to do that in a second, but I'll show you around this new tent and see what you think. So this is the Decathlon 4Class Trek 900 MT 900, sorry, 2-person tent. So you've basically got 4 guy-out points that are adjustable, one on each corner. There's one at the head end, just to pull the fly away from the inner. You've got 2 air vents here that are propped open by a little hardened stalk, and then you have 2 trekking poles which are attached at the bottom, and they go into a nice little cup at the top for the main structure. The end of it is very tarp tent like, it's very much like a scarp one. They're these 2 little poles, but these are removable. They just pop into these 2 little caps, so you haven't got to have them in the tent all the time. They're a lot easier to take out than the scarp, I believe, if you can take them out. And there is this extra point here, so you can pull and get more legroom, more foot room inside it. I've used my carbon pole, which I normally use in the Lanshan, to do that with. Otherwise, you need a 3rd trekking pole. Or you could just tie the guy line straight to it and have it pull this way, as opposed to pulling up. You've got 2 doors, 2 vestibules, 2-person tent. It's 2.2, lots of 2s in this sentence. It's 2.2 metres long, 125 wide at the head end, 105 wide at the foot end. Doesn't feel that much difference, to be honest with you. 95 inside, so it's just perfect for me to lay down in and to sit up in. There's 2 side guy out points for strength, one on each side, but I've used that guy out point for the foot end. And this tent is tested to a force 7 gale wind, and that's been tested in a wind tunnel on a rotating disc. So that is a constant force 7 wind on every side of this tent, every angle constant on a rotating disc. That is some testing. It's also been used in the Alps by independent testers, not by Decathlon themselves, and they've absolutely loved it, and they've done a 5-day trip in it, and it's been perfect. So I can't see me having an issue with it. Anyway, I've got my gear in there now, but I do need some water, so I'm going to head down. There is a river just down by those cows there. It's a bit of a trek, but it's that, or I go over to the quarry, which is even further. Right, I'm going to get some water, and I will bring you back in a bit. Right, so I just got some water from down by the river. Bit of a trek, not a long distance, but in this heat. bit hot and sweaty. So I'm going to get my food on now, and I think I'll leave you with that sunset. It looks stunning. That was an absolutely stunning sunset. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Had a little sit up on top of the Tor, just had a coffee and watched it. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. Dinner's done, coffee's done. Just having a bit of JD. Don't really need warming up, but just fancy a little tipple tonight, so can't be bothered to carry my my cider cans up with me today. So sport quite well. Nice, comfortable. Got to the bottom of the pot. So yeah, recommend that. £1.99. Bargain. So I'm sending a little chill out now in the tent. I'm looking forward to when it gets dark, and I'll have a try out of this. I might film it on my phone instead of the GoPro because it picks up light better. But we shall see. I'm sure this is bright enough to be able to light the way for a GoPro or a phone. So I'm just enjoying chilling out in this tent. It's nice, spacious. It's quite bright. I'm very orange inside with my orange mat and my orange quilt and my burnt orange inner. But yeah, it's nice. It feels light and airy because it's got a solid white section in the middle going right through to the bottom. So the only mesh ventilation is the side panel at the top and then this back panel as well. So depending upon which way you pitch it in the wind, it could give you quite a bit of protection. They class it as a 3-season tent, but there's no reason to say that you couldn't take this out in the winter, and I might do that, give it a good test. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. The zips work really well. It's nice and easy, one-handed, which a lot of the tents I have don't really do that well. So that's quite nice. Yeah, recommend it. £149.99. Can't go wrong. Okay, so I'm going to give this torch test out on the GoPro. It's not pitch black tonight, there is a moon out. But the GoPro isn't great in low light, so this should work okay. So this is it on its lowest mode. I can't even see that on the screen. So I'm going to cycle through the modes. That's the low. That's low. That's the next level. Next level. And then full beam. It's got a pretty good distance through to it. I'm going to do this on my phone because it's going to pick it up better. Okay, so I'm going to try this on my phone now because it picks up light a lot better than the GoPro. So this is it on its lowest sort of moonlight beam, as they say. This is on the floor, you can see my feet. There's a slight red glow because I've got my head torch on as well. I'll switch that off. Okay, so this is just it on its own, so that's on its lowest beam setting. And there's a rock outcrop in front of me. And that is the next setting. Not focusing. There you go. That is the next setting. And then that is the max. Now, you can see that is pretty bright. Massive the difference between this and the GoPro. The beam throw is very good. North Estuary mast. You can see the hotspot in the centre there, so it's got a decent throw on the light, but also a very good central beam as well. I can't pick up anything particularly far away. That rock at the back there. Come on, focus in. That's probably about 50 meters away, and it's blinding that. So yeah, it's a pretty impressive torch. So if I press and hold it, it now goes on to strobe. And when it's off, if I double click, it goes on to SOS mode. I can feel it getting pretty warm already. When this is on full beam, you can feel the heat coming off of it. I'm pretty sure this would probably set something on fire if you put it on it long enough. Yeah, this is a very, very decent torch. £71, I think it is. So it's not the cheapest in the world, but when you compare it to other torches out there of a similar sort of ilk, it's pretty good. That's the beam up in the sky. You can see how well that beam penetrates, can't you? Yeah, pretty impressed with this. Right, it's about 10:30 now. I've just had a hot chocolate, and I also had my pudding. So yeah, I'll have my mousse au chocolat. It's quite weird. I boiled the water, then read the instructions to see that you have to put cold water in it, not hot water. Obviously it's a mousse. You don't generally have a hot mousse. So I made a hot chocolate with the hot water, got some cold water, made the mousse. It's really tasty. I recommend it. I don't know how much it cost. I can't remember. Probably like £25, but it makes a nice thick cold chocolate mousse, and it's also got little chocolate crisps inside it as well, little curls of actual chocolate as well. It was very tasty. I might go for that again one day. Anyway, 10:30, I'll hit the sack. If nothing else happens, then I will see you guys in the morning. Right, proper good morning now. 6 o'clock. I did not sleep well last night. Well, the wind did wake me up, but I don't know why I took forever to get off to sleep. I just could not get comfortable. Don't know what was going on, but the tent is taking an absolute hammering. It's really, really, really windy. I haven't got my anemometer, so I don't know what speed it's at. but it's pretty blowy. I've just been out to go to the loo this morning, and yeah, it's bashing me all over the place while I'm out. So the tent's doing well. You can see it getting hit, and I'll show you around it, but it's holding up perfectly well. It's doing a good job. I'm quite impressed. My pole's gone over. So just gone and retensioned some of the corners up. I think they just got pulled a little bit loose during the night, and it's made a massive difference to it already. So I mean, this is pretty slab-sided here, and that's taking virtually all of the wind as it's coming through, the rocks up here. So it's really taken a belting on its slab side of it. But it's yeah, it's not budged all night. It's been good. So it got a little bit flappy, but I probably needed to get out and tension these corner guy outs here. And I actually missed one as well. Not that it would have made much difference last night. But there is one at the bottom of the pole there. But I'll just put the pole in there now anyway, so it doesn't make much difference. But she stood out well, particularly in this wind. I'm quite glad I had a bad night. It's been a good test of this. Yeah, it's pretty windy. Right, I'm going to get some water on and get a coffee and have some breakfast. I'll leave you with that family of sheep. Well, it's a lovely morning now. The sun is up, the sky is clear. It's still pretty windy, but yeah, it's lovely. The tent performed really well. It's obviously bone dry inside and out. There's no condensation because I've had a nice wind whipping through it all night long. But yeah, I didn't have a good sleep. Not to do with the tent, but that's just me. But the tent's been good. It held up really, really well last night in the wind. My carbon pole hasn't done very well on the end. It's not really designed to be a pull-out type of a pole. You really want another trekking pole on there. But the guy out is there anyway, so you can still at least tie that back. But the ones on the side here on the doors, these work really well just being positioned here, because obviously when the door is open, you've got a weak point. And so I'm cooking in here, and that's made a big difference to it, having that little toggle on there. Not a lot of tents of this design tend to have one on the actual door, so yeah, that's been a godsend. It worked really, really well. I'll probably put the other one on the other side, to be honest with you, and not have it on the foot end, but I might add a third one. So yeah, it's been good. I'm impressed with it. Okay, that's me all packed up. That's where I was camped last night. Leave no trace as always. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I hope you like the new tent. If you did, as always, hit a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber, and I will see you all on the next video.